Hi guys, Emma here, and I wanted to share quickly a video on perfection. So after I sent out that email about like my confession around mindlessly eating, I was just really taken away with how many responses I had from everybody. People who were saying, "Wow, Emma, thank you for admitting that you mindlessly ate and for making it okay for me to admit the same, like for making that mindlessness okay and showing that, we all do it." Like even some of our experts who were on the summit emailed me with that same message. So I was really left thinking about that. And what came to me was perfection, right? We chase perfection. So many of us chase perfection. I mean, can you relate? I know I can. So as I thought about this, three ideas came to mind. Why we chase perfection. Why is it that we have this hunger to chase an uncatchable, unobtainable goal of perfection? And the first idea that came to me was insecurity. And I know for me, this was a huge problem in my life years ago. I feel like I have done a lot of self-work and I've come to a much better place. But I used to be so insecure that I was overly obsessed with how I arrived in the world and how I was perceived, what people thought of me. I had this need for external validation because I wasn't enough for myself. I didn't love myself enough. I was insecure. So I was trying to build my self-esteem through the way other people saw me, through the lens of others. And wow, that's just a really tough game to play, right? If we aren't enough for ourselves, no one else is going to be enough for us either. And I want to pause there because that's huge, right? If we aren't enough for ourselves, no one else, nothing else is ever going to be enough for us either. The grass is always greener, right? It's that syndrome. So insecurity. The other idea that I had was fear of failure. So this one I definitely still struggle with sometimes. Why don't we want to fail? Well, I think primarily it's because rejection sucks, right? Like nobody wants to be rejected. It's just not very comfortable. So, there's that, and it allows us to keep chasing that goal of perfection. But, have you ever had paralysis through over-analysis where you're like afraid to get started because you're trying to figure out how to make it perfect? Gosh, I do. Like that still happens in my daily life. And I have to challenge that mindset when I get to that place and be aware that, perfection. I'm trying to chase the unobtainable goal of perfection. And when I challenge that thought, I'm able to move forward, even if I don't have the perfect strategy or plan or all the information yet. So fear of failure is definitely a powerful motivator to keep us connected to this chase of perfection. And the last idea I have is a scarcity mindset really, really builds that need for perfection. So scarcity is, not having enough when what you have now is not enough for you. Or you don't have a confidence that you're going to get more. So you're just holding on to what you have. I think the opposite of a scarcity mindset is abundance, when we really can see with gratitude and happiness and joy what we have right now in our life and why it makes us happy and why it brings us happiness. I think a gratitude practice is really helpful in building that abundance mindset. So, you challenge the scarcity mindset. And I think what's really, really fascinating right now for mindset training and mindfulness is that, science is supporting what we talk about. So the neural pathways in the brain physically are reinforced by what we are thinking about. So if something that you're consistently thinking about every day, you literally are building pathways for that. So if you're thinking about insecurity or judgment or self-improvement is what you obsess about, those pathways are going to be 4-lane highways in your brain. And what's exciting is that can change. So if we start thinking the opposite of abundance and gratitude and joy and what we're really happy for in our life, then we build those pathways and the other ones start to erode or shrink. So this happens in just a couple days of consistent practice. If we can really focus our mind on positive, we can change that in our brain. So I think that is so exciting. If we have a scarcity mindset, we absolutely can challenge it and change it. So I just wanted to leave you with one quote that was from our summit, from Dr. Len Rossi, who you I'm sure remember. I loved this quote, and she said, "I make imperfection my goal every day, and I'm perfect at it." Right? Like, how awesome is that goal? It's obtainable. It's simple. You get to reward yourself every day because I promise, like, we're all going to accomplish it on a daily basis. So I wanted to challenge you to share with me, one, make that your goal, and then share what you did imperfectly today. I would love for you to respond to this email and brag about it. Let's celebrate our imperfections. I'd love to hear from you. Bye, everybody.